Well, we are here with another co-author of the Ageless Voices, and Moira Hudson is somebody that is not only interesting and inspiring, but she is also somebody that is caring for her ageless mother, which is, we're all here with an ageless mindset and an ageless attitude. Well, she has to have that from both ends of the scale for herself and also helping her mother. So, Mary and I are so interested in this story and watching it unfold. And so it's just a privilege to be able to interview you today.
Thank you.
And Moira, I'm so excited to be interviewing all of you. And I know that the premise of the book, the perspective of being ageless, you talk about fun, fabulousness, or fearlessness. And I would love to hear what you have decided to embrace in your storytelling here.
Okay. So my name is Moriah, and I just spent the last 4 years in a small town in Alaska. And what I thought of this morning was at 74, it's not about what we can't physically do. It's about how do we do it? How do we achieve that goal? When I was there, I gave up my car after 5 months because I didn't drive it. There was too much snow. And so I was 5 miles out of town. We have one grocery store in town. And it would cost me $30 to have the person bring my groceries out. I had 30 feet from the front porch to the road. And I bought a snowblower and I would do a little path every day so I could get out. Then I came up with the idea if I had a sled, I could pull it in the snow. So I did that. I got a cheap little kid sled and the rope, and we would go out and I would park that sled right by the road. And when we got back with the groceries loaded up and I could pull that sled, the 30 feet plus all the way up on the porch. So it's about doing the same I always wanted to do, but we have to look at a different perspective of how can we do that? How can we achieve that goal?
Wow.
And I think I learned a lot about that type of stuff because in that 4 year period, I did a lot of different things that needed to be done. But I did them in a way, number one, I could achieve the goal, and number two, I would not hurt myself.
Yes.
So
Well, not only is that an ageless mindset, but that's a growth mindset. That's being resourceful and really tapping into your higher power in order to really know. And so I love that. Thank you for sharing us. 4 years in Alaska. How much snow when you say like what's the time frame? Is it like 6 months, 4 months, 3 months?
you're talking about 9 months, and the average is 27 to 37 feet. When I left March of this year to move out of Alaska, they had 49 feet in March, and it was still snowing, and they were going to board my windows up. And I said, nope, done. I'm leaving, which was a good thing because I need to be here now in this position. And it's another challenge.
Yeah.
So, what is the name of your chapter or chapters? First and foremost, like how many chapters have you written for this book, Ageless Voices?
I was accepted 3 different stories of mine, one about my grandmother, one about how God has a sense of humor, and the other one is writing my own eulogy because I know nobody's going to get it right but me. So I need to be able to talk to a captive audience that's going to hear it because they can't get up and walk out when I'm dead.
Okay, I am loving your sense of humor. Not only are you an action taker and somebody that's going very determined, you are also somebody that's going to get it right. And so thank you for that. I can't wait to read your chapters. Mary, do you have a
Oh,
question?
Mariah, I love this. And I really, so I would love to ask you, is this the first time that you've written? And what did you really learn about this storytelling while writing these chapters?
Well,
Um,
it's funny because when I was 8 years old, I knew the name of my book when I write it. And it's called How Will You Know It Unless I Tell You? And as I went through school and got into high school, my English teacher says, don't ever try to write. You can't write. You don't know pronouns. You don't know. So I didn't. I quit. But I wrote my own. So I've been writing for years. So when this came up and they asked me to join, I said, I'm not a published author. So I did one of my stories and sent it out to all the women and said, critique me, tell me, should I be doing this? And the answer was yes. And I've always loved to write, always. So your
Wow.
dream,
So
can
again,
come true.
this speaks to me so loudly about the ripple effect. So you had a dream as a little child. You kind of kept that dream alive, but all closed into yourself. It was private. And then Joyanne comes along with this beautiful mission and this message that she wants to share with the world. And she invites other people in. And Joyanne has said, I've never done this before, but I have a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come along and you say, can I fit into this dream? Can I be part of it? Can I help take this message out into the world?
Mm-hmm.
What we've heard from you in this very short time is that you are definitely somebody that is determined, committed, and you're going to take action to get it done. And that's really why you're here today in this interview process.
Yep. Yep. And I actually have an autobiography I've started. So
well, Moriah, I'm like, you're so inspiring. And the word that just came up to me when you were talking about writing was empowering, that you are empowering others. So, being that this has happened to you where you were told, oh, you should write, because I know quite a few writers who this has been told to. What is the message that you have for others who may be hesitant to share their own stories?
my wife and I were together 35 years and she was a storyteller. And the only problem was she never took a breath, so nobody else ever had to talk. So I kind of got to hang in the back. But what I would like to convey is you can do anything. You can literally do anything if you have the mindset and the commitment. And a lot of times when I have new projects come up as something I have to solve, I let my brain cook on it for a couple of days and that answer will come. It's not about taking a specific path. It's about the journey and the side trips. Now you got to remember when you take a side trip, those are usually challenging, but you can find a lot of gems on that path that you would have missed. So never be afraid to take. And most of the side trips I've taken, I didn't know what I was doing or I had never heard of it. And I do that fairly often. Be your own cheerleader. If you want to do something you don't know how, ask for help. The help is out there everywhere. And when I was a teenager in the 70s, when somebody hit 65, they were supposed to go and sit on the couch and die. And I remember that clear as bell. But now we have an opportunity to go into an extended period of our life and make some really, really fun and amazing things, meet people. It's all there.
Wow, you are definitely an inspiration and a way shower, somebody that is really bringing the message out to the masses, but also for bringing people with you. So I'm sure you have an ideal audience or an ideal reader. Explain to me who this is that you would absolutely love it if they read your story and then reached out to you and said, this mattered.
Anybody. I do a lot of Facebook quotes and things in the morning and send all my friends and they react. And just putting out good energy in the world. We need that. We need that right now to be more united and more humane and more kind. And that's what it's all about. We never know when we're going to die. So I got to hurry up and get started because I'm 74. I may not have 20 more years.
Moriah, the word that comes to me, the words is you have such ageless wisdom and you have such a sacred heart. It is just so beautiful, the energy that you emit.
Thank you.
So thank you. And I really cannot wait to read your 3 chapters.
Yeah. And I have one more question for you. You came into this project with these beautiful women led by Joanne Gold. What is something that you're receiving that you did not expect?
To get published, to actually have my stories accepted, and just the camaraderie of the women together as we go and meet each other. And that's something I'm going to get to do with one of the co-authors next month. And that's really exciting. I mean, when I came here, I'm in Eastern Oregon taking care of my mother-in-law. There was no time. And as I saw the pre-video and I see the interviews taking place, it just lights my heart up. We've got something to say and people are listening.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely.